All right, the Reds talking Reds, Thursdays talking Reds, and as ever we're doing Thursdays talking Reds from the back kitchen in Liverpool. We've been talking about this every Thursday for a few weeks now. The score is, it's a cafe, it's at Liverpool One, it's a good cause, it's helping people who've previously been homeless get back on their feet, put something on their CV, give them some skills, give them a lift up in life, and plenty of people need a lift up in life right now. Plus it's Christmas, so if you're out and about, Liverpool One, doing your shopping, you fancy a bit of scran, get yourself in here. Google the back kitchen if you don't know where it is. It's easy enough though. It's right opposite the Hilton at Liverpool One. Ironic that, isn't it, by the way? Anyway, but yeah, reasonably priced scran, good scran. That's why we're supporting it, so get yourself in here. But yeah, Gareth Roberts, Craig Hannan. Big news today. If you've missed it, how have you missed it? It's all over social media. It's all over the internet. Liverpool, it seems, have done a deal for Minamino. He's the boss fella who was playing for Salzburg, who caused Liverpool all kinds of problems, scored at Anfield, and had everyone talking about how, oh, well, he'd be great for Liverpool. Turns out Jurgen Klopp had exactly the same idea. There's a lovely clip kicking around where he scores that goal and the camera goes to Klopp and he's just got that face. He's got that face that you have when you're in a club and you fancy a girl. He's just basically going...
Is that what you do?
Yeah. If you see that face, girls. But yeah, anyway.
You're in luck.
but not only that, it seems like they've already negotiated an absolutely brilliant deal, just over £7 million. Apparently there was a clause in his contract. Liverpool knew about it. They've done the deal. The sporting director for Salzburg's already on the record, spoke to Melissa Reddy, basically saying he's brilliant, his personality's superb, and if I was a club, I'd buy him in January as well. They're not putting up a fight, it's done. It sounds like it's done, he's going to play for us.
It was Neil Atkinson actually broke the news to me in the office. I was listening to the podcast you did with Cy Hughes. And I just didn't touch Twitter at all. I was on my way in, and Neil said to me, "Have you seen the news?" And I'm like, "What? Minamino?" And I'm like, "Nah, no way." And it's everywhere. And I think you're right. I think Paul Joyce came out first of all saying that they were interested in bringing him in January and that they looked at him for the summertime, but were scared that that his number of suitors would sort of are double him of each performance he has or he had in the Champions League. But Mel's piece basically is your fella just saying, yeah, it
sounds like it's done. It sounds like it's done.
The wording he used was interesting. He said that he'd had 5 years at the club. He'd been a brilliant servant for 5 years, and now it's his time to make the step up. And yeah, we know Jurgen Klopp has been impressed by Salzburg's system in terms of their youth development and in terms of offering players a chance in the first team much earlier than they maybe get in Germany or other places around Europe. He just looks like a cracking footballer, but not just that. He's like dead exciting, and he's got the work rate that Klopp loves from his footballers. That was one of the things that I noticed from the first leg especially, but that in the piece it said that some of the Liverpool players had mentioned in the dressing room that he was just so difficult to handle.
You could see that, couldn't you? I mean, he was everywhere, his energy was high, he was a real threat throughout the two games against them, to be honest with you. He can play in a two up front, he can play deeper, he's got that versatility that Jurgen Klopp loves as well. And he just looks like, he looks like a Liverpool player as well. And he's an international for Japan. I think that in itself is exciting as well. A player of another nationality joining Liverpool for the first time. We've never had a Japanese international before. That's superb. And I know, like, people don't like it and all that kind of stuff, and you always have to caveat it with that phrase. But let's be honest as well, I think Liverpool's commercial side of Liverpool Football Club will be like this as well. The idea that you can have a star from Japan playing for Liverpool, you don't do the math, basically, you know what I mean? But he looks absolutely superb. It says in all the pieces as well that, most people are rating him at 20 million quid. That still feels on the cheap side for me, for the type of player that he looks. Also as well, I just like the way in those games, he just looked fearless. We had all these players around him, Liverpool players who've won the European Cup, and he was playing his own game. He wasn't fazed by that. He was influencing the match. He was causing Liverpool's problems. And he just feels to me like a player that if we get him, and it looks like we will, you can just parachute him straight in. And the rules now for the Champions League are that even though he's played for Salzburg, he can still play for Liverpool in the next round, the knockout round, the last 16. So that's fantastic news as well, because the pressure on the squad is going to be massive. I also think as well, how many times have we said, coming out the match, in the pub, on podcast, you've gone, the one little thing that worries me about Liverpool is that there's no true replacement in the side for Firmino. You know what I mean? There isn't a player close to Firmino's skill set. I think this is the fella.
Yeah, I think so. And reading more about him and watching videos and stuff this morning, it looks as if he can play out wide. What's dead interesting is the way he takes on footballers, the skill that he uses, and the way he's able to draw in fouls as well. That was one of the things that I noticed. But I'm bang up for Liverpool making signings in January, because I think that's only Klopp's second one. What's he up to there?
Good noise, that one. I just rubbed my hands and it made a little Trump noise. Can't do it again.
I think it's Klopp's second signing in January, I'm almost certain, or third. So it's Grealish, Van Dijk, and third, and Minamino. Did I say that?
Hello, Moto!
We've been saying all morning. Lad in the office said it wrong, and I was going, you're gonna have to get that right for shows. And I've just done it. But I think the fact that this is, we've spoken loads about how this is Liverpool. I'm gonna keep going. This is
another one for the Craig Hannan hit list there.
It's Liverpool's best chance to win the Premier League in my lifetime. And even after the game the other night, I was sort of. Stop laughing.
I reckon he could be that good for Liverpool that he could win the Balloon d'Or.
But that game the other night, it was another sort of moment for me where I thought to myself, actually, I want to win the Champions League again this season. I want to do all of the.
Why not?
I wanted to go
Don't
for both.
Don't talk yourself out of anything.
And Jurgen Klopp and the hierarchy at Liverpool have obviously decided that maybe they need one more in an attacking sense, and we know that it comes at a time when it feels like we've just got loads of options now, that no longer are we talking about a first 11 and then maybe two players after that can come in. It now feels like everyone's a first team. Keita, his last two performances, he could be saying, well, I should be in the first team at the moment.
Yeah.
Shaqiri and Origi, after how they played against Everton, staked the claim, and now we've got another one in there in January. It's a massive statement, I think, that Liverpool have made.
I'm not being rude, by the way. The agenda for Talking Reds is on my phone before you start saying, why is Robbo looking at his phone in the middle of the show? Brewster, by the way, I was just going to say, has been linked to loan moves out of Liverpool. So I thought immediately, and I think Klopp hinted at it in one of his press conferences as well, if he's out, then someone's in, because he went to great lengths to say, this is the season you see Brewster play. And I think, unfortunately for him, he's not been able to hit the levels, otherwise you would have saw him. Because all those players that you've just mentioned have had a chance on merit. They've obviously shined in training at Melwood, and they've got the chance in the first team, and none of them have let anyone down. I think, probably Joe Gomez is the next one that you'll see do that now, because he's likely to get his chance at centre-half with Dejan's injury problems. And I think he's another one where, you'll look around, won't you, and you'll see that everyone who's stepped in has hit a level, and so you'll know yourself you've got to hit a level, and so you'll do everything in your power to do that. Anyway, it's a great time to be a Red, isn't it? It's fantastic. Here's a clip from our second look. Is this from... I don't even know what show. What
second
what
look, I think they're it's from the Salzburg, yeah.
From the Salzburg game.
Yeah, I think the discussion.
I've been off 6 odds. So yeah, here's a clip of that. Basically, we do this after every single Liverpool game. So there's immediate reaction, and then there's more considered reaction, and this is the considered reaction. Here's a clip of the second look.
I've never seen a team who so consistently, as a game wears on, look increasingly superior as regularly as this Liverpool side, Josh. This is, they're not even allowing opposing side to play in bursts. Salzburg create some decent chances first 15. They have minor flurries after that point, but really, with every minute that ticks by, when you look at the game back and you look at the numbers and you look at every aspect of it, with every minute that ticks past, Liverpool's victory becomes more and more and more likely.
Which is an interesting position to be in, isn't it? Because Liverpool, for sort of so many years, you think about even in the early Jurgen Klopp years when sides would come and park the bus against us, it almost looked the opposite as the game wore on. I think back to Turf Moor away, I think that was Klopp's first full season, probably the first time he actually played at Turf Moor as well, where as the game wore on, it just looked like Liverpool were less and less likely to get a result. They were taking pot shots. They were doing immature things, really, if we're being honest with ourselves. And now this Liverpool team are willing to remain patient. I think there's much more of a trust in themselves and a trust in each other. other as teammates as well. And I think that's so clear on the football pitch. And I think you saw that at times yesterday, is that even when someone got caught out just a little bit, the other person was there sweeping up. There's a few times that Salzburg played balls over the top and maybe Lovren got caught under it and Trent was there, or vice versa, or Robertson maybe got caught out down his flank and Van Dijk came over and just threw somebody into the stands. So I think just all around there's just a generic trust in this Liverpool team now.
Hello, Moto. We're back. If you're interested in the second look and our premium content, download the Anfield Wrap app. Have a go. It's available on Android and Apple. You get some tokens. You can have a watch of or a listen to the premium content. Hello. And if you're into it, you can get more. And if you're not into it, you can just consume the free stuff and all of that sound.
And the Watford game this weekend, we're doing the post-match pint and the post-match podcast for free, both on the app only as well. So download the app ahead of that and you'll get that immediately after the game from Anfield.
Next week as well, Liverpool will find out who they've got in the last 16 of the Champions League. Obviously that means that people are starting to have the who do you want then conversation. And it's interesting that I saw this morning, interesting that Josh has lasted on here because it made me laugh. Zidane has apparently said, if we play Liverpool, we will eliminate them. Thanks a lot, mate. Cheers. Boss bacon butties, go ahead. Yeah, he says, if we get Liverpool, we will eliminate them. Josh says it's in the Express, so might need a little pinch of salt. I think it was elsewhere as well, to be fair. But I always think, like, if you're starting to shout up and say these things, well, Liverpool are in your head then, aren't they? You know, you're worried about Liverpool, and so you should be. I think every single team in the competition will not want Liverpool because, you know, we're brilliant at home. We haven't lost over 2 legs under Jurgen Klopp, and I honestly fancy us to go all the way. And I was sitting there last night swearing at the telly because they were talking about the Champions League and talking about the way it goes and who everyone can get, because obviously, like, you can't get a team from your own country and you can't get a fellow group winner and all that kind of gear. And they were like, oh yeah, second favourite to the competition are Liverpool. And I was like, what? We've won the thing? Why are we second first? City? Hey, they're shit. They're 14 points behind the Reds in the Premier League. Anyway, they're not shit, I know. But anyway, in the Champions League, we can only draw Real Madrid, Atalanta, Atletico Madrid, Borussia Dortmund or Lyon. So who do you fancy out of them?
I'll have any of them, but I'd like Lyon. I've been to Lyon before. Nice little city. And decent stadium, decent allocation. I think that's one of the things about all of those as well for any of the fans that'll get to travel over, is that the allocations and all of those are good. But I think you're right. I think after, you know, what this side have done and what Jurgen Klopp's done since he's come into Liverpool, the fact that we've literally never had to watch him get knocked out in European competition just means that, you know, we go into any draw there with confidence. I mean, there's a little thing with Real Madrid that I'd like, that, you know, we get to go back to Madrid, you go to Bernabeu, and to be able to put them out as well. Considering he is saying things like that, that would be nice.
And we've
but
done
I think,
it before.
Yeah, we haven't. I think
our last defeat at Anfield in a European tie was to Madrid, and it was that horrible game where we rolled out the red carpet. There was loads of blades taking pictures of Ronaldo, and it all felt wrong. It all felt like Liverpool's culture around the match was on its arse, and Liverpool as a club was in a bad place. And it was just like, you know, I know a lot of older heads were like, what is going on here? Like, why did that just happen? Why have we just let them turn us over, not even getting stuck into them, not even giving them a game? And then obviously, you know, Brendan did what he did in the away game as well, which is still mad. So it'd be nice to get them under Klopp and go, come on then, let's be having you know what I mean? So yeah, I'd quite like to get them. I'm honestly Sam with whoever we get. I kind of quite like to get Atletico. Dortmund we've had before.
Atalanta's San Siro.
Yeah. So is it though?
I think so. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think that's where they're playing their games.
Yeah, and that's getting binned off soon, isn't it? So it'd be quite nice to go there. But yeah, that was the question, by the way, that someone had left. The obvious question is, who would you like to draw on Monday? We're asking for your questions after every Talk on Reds. If you want to leave us one in the comments, we are reading the comments every day, and we'll pick one and we'll ask it on tomorrow's Talk on Reds. So if you want to leave a question for us, do that. What else do we need to do on here? Christmas gift cards. Go ahead, you talk about that. I need to have a bite of this.
Christmas gift cards, you can get 3, 6 and 12 month subscriptions on the Anfield Wrap shop. So that's shop.theanfieldwrap.com. and we send out a little card and stuff as well to the recipient. You just let us know who it's for, their email address, what day you'd like the subscription to start. So if it's going to be Christmas, you're going to be giving it to them, just stick 25th and we'll start it from the 25th. Yeah, like give the gift of the Anfield Wrap is what we're saying here. Get it sorted. It's like that.
Okay,
but you know what though? Do you know what my favourite thing every year is with the gift cards is like they absolutely fly out on like the 2 days before Christmas. Gibbo's done some on Christmas morning before. Yeah. So I want to know, is that people leaving it late, or is that people that have have maybe got crap presents and thought like so either or, yeah, we do them right until late. Obviously you'll not get the card if you leave it, I think, beyond the 22nd, maybe the 23rd, depending on the postage and where you are. But yeah, shop.theanfieldwrap.com for that.
And loads of other stuff available as well. I'm not sure what the last posting date is, but I imagine it's soon. So yeah, get involved, get on the shop, have a look. As I said before as well, do come into the back kitchen, get involved, buy something to eat, know that you're helping a good cause. And also, know that you're helping a good cause. I mean, it's up to you. If you go and vote Labour today, go and vote. It's the election day. I don't give a fuck if you don't think politics and football should mix. I think they should. I think you should vote Labour. That's my opinion. You may have a different one. Up the fucking Reds. That's been talking Reds.